So coming to a comfortable position, lying down in the corpse pose, Shavasana. So with your feet apart and let your feet, with your legs apart and your feet falling to the side, let the feet do what they would do. Just taking a moment to just settle in this position, feeling the weight of the body and letting the ground support you. So feeling the back of the shoulders, the back of the arms, so the palms are facing up. And just with the palms facing up, and then letting the head in the middle. And if you can, just humble the chin in so the back of your neck is nice and straight. And just feel the body lying on the floor, the solidity of the floor supporting you. There is nothing to do here. Just relax. Just let go. So, and we'll just do a little bit of tensing and relaxing. So one way to get a good relaxation is to tense everything first and then to let go. So on your next breath in, tense your right leg and lift your right leg off the floor a few centimeters, just a few centimeters, not very far at all. And then hold your breath if you're used to it. And then with the breath out, just let it flop on the floor. So on your next breath in, tense your left leg, lift your left leg off the floor a few centimeters, not very much. And then without any control, just let it flop. And then tense your buttocks. So if you feel comfortable, you can try and lift your buttocks. Everything else, stay on the floor. If it doesn't feel comfortable, then don't lift, please. So, and then with an exhalation, let go. And now make a tight fist with your hands. Lift the arms off the floor a few centimeters. If you lift them too high, then they will hurt when you just let go. And then hold in as much as you can, and then with an exhalation, just let them go. Just surrendering to the floor completely. And now tensing the shoulders by bringing, tensing the chest by bringing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest up the floor, leaving your head and everything else on the floor. If you don't want to lift, don't. And then let go completely. And then make a funny face. Imagine you've eaten a sour lemon and you're squeezing all your facial muscles in the direction of the nose. Really squeezing. And then let go. And now open your mouth wide, bring your tongue out, open your eyes, look to the back of where you are, really stretching all the facial muscles this time. And let go. So now with the breath, just turn the neck to one side and then coming back to the center. Inhale to the other side. And just exhale back to the center. And just relax where you are. And now bring the attention to the breath without changing the breath, just noticing where the breath is and how the breath is this evening without judging it, just noticing how the breath is. So resist the temptation to change it just yet. Just acknowledge it and observing it. So with this observation of the breath, we'll count 5 breaths, counting backward from 5 to 0. So inhale 5, exhale 5. Just again, not changing the breath, just wherever you are. Inhale 4, exhale, 4. So within your own count. And now wherever you are, let go of that count. And then bring your arms up and overhead behind you. Push your heels away from you. So that means the toes towards you. And then coming to the side and then coming up into a sitting position. So coming into any sitting position that you like. So it can be cross-legged. So wherever you are, if you can try and keep the spine up and nice and straight, that'd be good. If you need cushions, use cushions. If you want to be in a chair, then you can use a chair. For the next few exercises, that would be okay in a chair too. So whatever you choose. And you can choose a mudra of your choice. So we will bring the thumb and the forefinger to touch, and then the palm, the remaining 3 fingers are nice and taut and facing up towards the sky. And opening the chest. And again, just making sure you're nice and straight. And we will begin as we normally do with 3 Oms and the opening prayers. So inhaling and exhaling. Join me when you like. Om. Sahana bhavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahe tejasvinavaditamastu ma vitpishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes. And so welcome everyone. I think I know everyone. Perfect. So we'll just get going. And we will start with, we'll have a little bit of a focus on the feet today and feeling that solidity with the ground. So you can come in the same position that I am, so which is your legs extended in front of you, and the hands behind you, and the upper body nice and straight. Or it doesn't matter how your upper body is, you can just make yourself comfortable. So I will just demonstrate the practice. So we'll, on the inhalation, we will separate the toes, bring them towards us, and then exhaling, we will squeeze them together and bending the toes. So see how that feels. If anyone wants me to, if you want to just watch, if you've not done it before. So spreading all your toes, and then bringing the toes towards you a little bit, and then exhaling, really squeezing the toes, as much as you can. You can feel that some of it might be uncomfortable. It's not the practice that a lot of us used to. So just keep going. Inhale, spread the toes. Exhale, squeezing, bending the toes. So a few more times with coordinating with the breath. Inhale, spread the toes. So look at your toes. Keep the focus on the toes, the distance between the toes. See where some distance is more than others. Exhaling, squeezing the toes. And then when you do that, you can notice where it's a bit more uncomfortable. And carrying on a few more times. So 2 more. With your own breath, inhale, spread the toes, point them towards you a little bit. Exhaling, bending them, squeezing the toes. Couple more. And when you're ready, let go. So now we're just going to bend the ankles. So we will just bring the toes forward and then towards us. So inhale, away, and then up towards us. So for this one, let's just do it without the breath. So just bring the toes away and then towards us. So it is a movement on the heels, so your heels will move a little bit. So here, let's not focus on the breath for this one, just looking at the toes and the movement. So see where there is any resistance, how far it goes, whether both feet go to the same direction, the range of movement is the same in both. Okay, one more, away and back. Okay, and now we're just going to rotate. So I will demonstrate. So we will bring the little toes towards the floor, rotate, and then bring the big toes to touch, and then carry on. So notice the direction that you're going in. So bringing the little toes down, feet to the side, circling them, bringing the big toes to touch, and keep going. So see where it's most uncomfortable, the range of motion that you have in your ankle, and do it slowly. So you can exhale when you're going down, inhale when you're coming up. So the slower it works, the better. And identify which bit might need a bit more TLC, a bit more where it doesn't, just highlighting the areas where it's a bit more stiff. And now we'll go the opposite direction. So starting with the toes, going down to the side. Again, looking at the toes, you can, if you want to coordinate with the breath, exhaling out, going down, inhaling, coming up slowly. And then relax the ankle. Okay, so we're now going to come to the knees. So we're just going to do some circle with the knees. So you now want to sit properly on your buttocks and with your back straight if you can. But if you're leaning back a little bit, it doesn't matter for this. Okay, so we'll be holding we'll interlace the fingers, bring them underneath the thigh, and then lift the right leg up. And then here, all we're doing is we are moving just the knee. So we're drawing a little circle with the right toes. So the movement is just in the bottom, in the lower limb. So just from the knee and down. So you might feel this in some ways. So again, make sure that your circle is circular and it's the same radius everywhere. So nice. And then reverse direction. So it's a bit of movement with the knee. And then let go. And we'll do the same on the other side. So bending, interlacing the fingers, bringing the hand underneath the left thigh. And then again, we're just moving the left knee. So just go in any direction that comes naturally to you first. So drawing circles. And then reverse direction. Just moving, it's only the lower limb that's moving. And then let go. Okay, so now we're going to work the toes a little bit more. So I'm going to change ways. So this can be very painful for people. So we're just going to come on standing knees to begin with. And then I will come a bit closer so you can see my feet. So you turn the toes under and then try and sit on your heels. So you will feel quite a big stretch on your toes. For some people, it's going to be too much. And if it is too much for you, then what you need to do, you can come a little bit forward on the tip of your hands. So that takes the pressure off a little bit, but make sure your toes are nice and curled. So we're working the toes. So again, if it's too painful, then just come lightly forward a little bit and reduce the pressure on them. So this, some people really like it and some people really hate it. And I don't like it at all, actually. But I do it. So if you're with me, then let's bear this together for a little bit. If it's killing you, then come out. But we will just stay here for a bit. Breathing. Couple more. And then coming out of it. Okay, so now uncurl your toes and then do what you need to do to just make sure that it feels good. So you can just turn the other way just for a little bit of a release. Okay, so now we're going to come into standing, but before we do that, just have a little think about what's the most efficient way for you to come up. So where you use least energy. So figure out what it might be and come up into standing. So what I'll try and do is I'll bring my left knee front and then I'll just try and come up without using my hands. So have a go. And then once we're there, we will all meet in standing. Okay. So now we're going to do a little bit of, again, work on the toes still. So now, standing on all four corners of your feet, so hip width distance. So to know that your hip width distance, bring your heel, one heel next to your the opposite arch, and then just rotate your feet. So this is hip distance for you, for your hips. Of course, if it doesn't feel right, you can adjust, but this is what I mean when I say hip distance apart. Okay, so now we will try again, feeling the various parts of the feet, and so just feeling that you're sitting on, you're standing on all corners of the feet, so the heel, and then the bit underneath the big toe, the bit underneath the little toe, and you're not arching to one side or the other. So just making sure you're firm there. And then now just bring the toes up, just the toes. So the feet are on the floor, just the toes. So looking at your toes. So if you need to bring your hands on your hips or holding something, whatever you feel like. And then we're going to try and bring just the little toes of both feet down. Just the little toes. The other toe, other one, and the big toe one last. So we're going to try it again. It's just one at a time. So if you want to start from the little toes, so some of us, everything will just go once together and just see how that works for you. So this might not be possible for some of us, but that's okay. It is worth trying and seeing how it goes. So we sometimes tend to neglect the feet, but they are very, very, very important for us for a number of reasons that you might know. Okay, so now we're just going to be walking a little bit on the tip of our toes. So for this one, be careful if balance is not your forte today. So then you might need to hold on to something if you've got a wall near you. Otherwise, bring the arms up parallel to the floor at shoulder level, and then come on the tip of your toes here. And then if you can, just walk a little bit. So if it's possible at all. If it's not, then don't. You might be wobbling. And then walking back to where you started. And then coming down. Okay, so now we're going to go with walking on the heels. So for this, we'll bring the arms, again, the same way, we'll leave the arms at the side, that's probably easiest. And then just walking on the heels, see how you go. It is not very easy. So just really feeling the heel, so one at a time. So just go forward with the heel. And then once you've done a few steps, back. So make sure you're not collapsing with the heel. You're just really, okay, right. So now we're going to be walking on the outside of the feet. So go on the outside of your feet and then do a few steps to the side this time. So walking on the outside, you can bring your hands on your hips. It might be a little easier. So just feeling the outside of the feet. And then walking back. So I'm doing big steps and I'm cheating, so I'm sure you're not doing that. Okay, and then coming to the center. And the last one in this is bringing your feet in. So really on the side of your feet. So I don't know if you can see very well, but maybe this. And then go a little bit, a few steps. So walking in. So just to feel the inside of the feet, just to get that sensation. And then going back, down. Okay, so our last exercise in the feet leg series. So this one requires a bit of balance. So if you are near a wall and you want to use a wall, that's fine. I will just demonstrate. So it's really simple. So we'll lift, inhale, lifting the right leg forward. Exhale, bringing it to the center, but without touching the floor. And then we'll inhale back, and then exhale to the center without touching the floor. And then we will inhale to the left, exhale to the center without touching. And then we will inhale to the side out, and then exhale down slowly. Okay, so let's do that together. So we'll start with the right leg. So again, feeling the contact. If you need to hold, do hold. Now lift. So the weight is on your left leg. Lift your right. Slide forward so you can lift wherever is comfortable for you. You don't have to be too much. It can be just a tiny bit, or it can be a little bit more if you want a little bit more work on the opposite leg. And then slowly exhale, coming to the center. That foot doesn't touch. Inhale, back, keeping the hips square. So hands on the hips. Exhaling, coming to the center. Inhale to the side. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale towards the right. Open. And then exhale down and come to the center. Okay, I can feel this. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So with your own breath, I'll instruct, but you go with your own breath. So lift, weight on the right, lift the left. So you can go inhale, lifting it up. It can be just a little bit, or it can be a bit more. And then exhale slowly, coming back to the center without putting that foot on the floor. If you need support on the wall, do so. Or anything else that's not moving. Inhale, back. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the right this time. So across, crossing your legs. And then back to the center. And then to the side. And exhale to the center. Okay, so So that's a little bit about the feet. So we sometimes forget about them, but they're here and they exist and we need to take care of them. Okay, so now we're going to go for sun salutation. So if anyone needs a rest, you can lie down and watch, or you can sit and watch. And I will for one if you like, and then join us when you're ready. So for those of you who are ready for the sun salutation, so coming here, and we're just going to take a little bit of a rest here. So coming into Tadasana, which is just the mountain pose with your feet apart and the palms facing up to the side, and then just tucking the pelvis in a little bit, so that just a little bit. And close your eyes here for a moment. Getting your breath. And if you haven't done the sun salutations before with me, so you might want to watch, or you might want to do it together and adjust, whatever you feel like. So inhale, exhale your palms together at the sternum. Now inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. So lifting up first, and then a little bit of a back bend, not too much. And then exhaling, coming back, bringing the hands to either side of the feet. Let the neck hang and let the head hang. And if you need to bend your knees, make sure that you've got contact with the floor. So you can bend the knees as much as you like. For those of you who can get the palm of your hands on the floor, do so. So just taking a moment here. Now we will inhale the right leg back, the right knee on the floor. Uncurl your toes. Come on the tip of your fingers and look up towards the ceiling. Now in this position, make sure that your left knee is directly above your left heel. So looking up. And now we'll transition into the plank pose. So we will come into all fours first. The hands are directly underneath the shoulders with the fingers spread out. And now we will, just from where we are, without moving the upper body is completely immobile. Just bring the one leg back, whichever, and then keeping the upper body again completely still, just slide the other leg. So if this is too much for you, you can bring both knees down and uncurl your toes, that's fine. So, and in this position, looking slightly ahead of the mat. So feeling the plank pose. So now bringing the knees on the floor, uncurl your toes, keeping the elbows in, bring the chest down and the forehead down. And then slide the body forward and coming up into baby cobra. So lifting both hands off the floor, looking towards the ceiling. And then bringing your hands to the side of the chest. And then coming, so curl your toes under. And then we're going to come into inverted V. So basically we're just going to lift the knees, keeping the knees bent. And then coming to the inverted V position. The idea is to get the hips as high as is possible. Let the head hang in between the hands, the arms, sorry, not hands. You can look to your thigh, your navel, whatever you can see. And just enjoying that position. There's quite a bit of room between the ears and the shoulders. If this is too much for you, come back on all fours. And now we're going to want to bring the right foot in between the hands. So you can bring the left knee down first. So just bring the left knee down. And then bring the right foot in between the hands. Or if you know how to bring the foot in one go, you can do that. Bring it, come on the tip of your fingers, looking up, opening the chest. Now bringing the back foot to meet the front foot. And again, bending your knees as much as you need to. So you need contact on the floor here. So feel that contact on the floor. And then coming back. So you come back with a nice straight back. So you might need to watch this if you've not done it with me before. So bending the knees, straighten the back, bringing the arms back, and then coming up with a nice flat back. And then going up, back bend, and then coming back to the center. And take a moment here. So the sun salutation is made up of 12 movements. And you're going to do the same now, leading with the left foot. So inhale, exhale, bring your palms together. Inhale, up, go up first, and then a little bit of a back bend, bending for about the bra strap is. And then tilt your pelvis slightly forward, so making sure there's no pressure in your lower back. And then exhale, coming down, let the head hang, bend the knees as much as you need to, hands to either side of the feet, outside of the feet, of course, and bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, the left leg back, the left knee on the floor. Come on the tip of the fingers, opening the chest, looking up. And if this didn't work for you last time, you can just choose any variation that you like, and then we can have a chat after the class. And then we're going to go into plank, so coming into all fours. Slide one leg back, whichever. The hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the fingers are wide apart, and then just lift the other knee. And in this position, enjoy the plank. Feel the strength in the core area. And again, if this is too much, bring the knees on the floor. There's no problem with that. And then slowly now, everyone bringing knees to floor, uncurl the toes, keeping elbows in, bring the chest down and the forehead down, the buttocks hover in the air. Slide the body into one straight line. And then inhale into baby cobra again, looking to the ceiling. So feeling the stretch in the upper back. So we're only using the back. And then bring the hands back to the side of the chest. And then coming onto all fours, keeping the knees bent, coming up into inverted V. And for those of you who can get your heels on the floor, do so. Just release them in the floor. And then let your head hang. And now we want to bring the left foot in between the hands. So we bring the right knee down first. And then the left foot in between the hands. The foot is directly underneath the knees. You can see your toes. And then you come on the tip of your fingers and then you look in the direction of the ceiling. So we come on the tip of the fingers so that we make sure that our back is not rounded. And then, so with an exhalation, bringing the back foot to meet the front foot. And then with an inhalation, we come up. So straight back, arms to the back, lifting up using the strength of the legs and the arms. Going up first and then a little bit of a back bend, not too much. And then exhaling, hands to the center. Okay, so I think we're going to do just the one round today of sun salutation. So if you want to lie down on the floor and we'll relax for a little while. So coming into the Shavasana position. And feeling your body relax. So if the heart rate has gone up a little bit, we will try and slow it down by making the exhalation longer than the inhalation. So inhale, for a count of 2, exhale for a count of 4, or whatever you feel like. So try to keep the body still. If you need to make any movement, any discomfort in the body, of course do that. But if you can, remain still. Just conserve your energy. So it is quite helpful to sometimes think how we can conserve energy, how we can do things efficiently with less movement, so it requires less effort for the heart, for the body to do. And it is a practice that you can take to other spheres of life outside of your mat, and observe yourself sometimes when you're doing something, and then see whether there is you can economize on certain efforts, certain unnecessary movement, and that might help quite a lot. So just really relaxing. And letting go of the body on the floor. Nothing to do. Here in these positions, you give yourself permission to do nothing. Just be, just observing. And it's perfectly fine. And now we're going to go with some leg raisers. So in your lying down position, bending your left knee, bringing the palms of your hands on the floor by your side, so making sure that the body is straight and long. So I will just talk through and I'll demonstrate for those who haven't done it before. So the legs, the left leg is relaxed, the right leg is slightly engaged, making sure that the back is completely on the floor. So there's no hollow in the back here, so the whole of the back is pressed against the floor. And the buttocks stay on the floor all the time. And if you can bring the back of your neck on the floor as well, if that's something that works for your body. So the back of your neck is relaxed. So just getting this position right. So when I do that, I feel like my upper back, my middle back just comes off the floor. So just consciously bringing it back down, and then engaging the lower abdomen. By engaging, I just mean a little bit tense, not really crisp, just a tiny bit, not clasping, but just a little bit tense. And then with the inhalation, we'll lift the right leg up as high as it goes with both buttocks on the floor. And then with the exhalation, we bring that leg down. So this time we won't touch that leg on the floor. We will leave it just hover a few inches off. So inhale, again, keeping the buttocks on the floor, feeling the whole of the back, engaging the lower abdomen, and exhaling down. One more time. Inhale, up. You can point the toes towards you this time, just to feel the stretch, and just relax there and breathe normally. And now interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your thigh, anywhere you like. And on your next inhalation, just bring the head up. And as you do that, you might feel inclined to walk your hand in the direction of the foot. So just making sure that the left foot is nice and strong. And here, just, if this is too uncomfortable for the neck, bring the head down. So just feeling here, the stretch. So keeping the legs straight. So it doesn't matter how far you go, but keep the legs straight. If there is pain, then don't. There might be a micro bend in the knee, but not too much. So you don't want to hyperextend the knee, but you don't want it bent either. So if you can, it feels right after a few breaths, you can bring the knee, the nose to the knee or in that direction. And then you can bring the elbows to the side if you've got that flexibility. If not, just stay where you are and enjoy. So noticing where the tension is. And if you can breathe and direct the breath to that area, see how it feels. Letting go. And then we bring the head down, keeping hold of the leg if possible, so that might feel a bit more of an intense stretch. And then bending that knee into the chest and outstretch the left leg. Okay, so now we will outstretch both legs and we will keep the, we will bring both legs a little bit to the right. So both legs a little bit to the right. So imagining, if you like, the shape of a banana almost. So it's just curving a little bit. Okay, so that's it's just the lower body, it's just the legs. So the upper body stays where it is. So both legs to the right. And now bring both arms up and overhead behind you. So if you've lost me, both legs to the right, outstretched, both arms up and overhead. Use your right hand to clasp your left wrist and pull your left wrist so that you can feel a bit of a stretch on the left side. And then you can see if you want to bring your upper body a little bit to the right again. So you've got that banana shape, if you like. If it doesn't work for you, then just stay with the legs. So you should be feeling the stretch on the left side of the body. Well, when I say you should be, that's not correct really. I mean, we're all different. We might not be feeling it, but this is where this stretch is intended to be, but you might not feel it. So just staying there and feeling the breath in the upper body. So breathing in, and you breathe out, just notice where the breath is going, which direction, which lungs is it going to. So breathing normally here. A couple more breaths. And then let go of the wrists, of the arms, and then relax both arms. And then slowly coming to the center. So your body is now nice and aligned. So the idea is to repeat this on the other side, assuming we can remember. Okay, so we're bending the right knee, the right foot on the floor. So keeping the buttocks on the floor, the back completely on the floor, the whole of the back. And if it comes up at some point, then just remind yourself to bring it down if possible. So palms facing down, chin slightly humbled in. And then when you're engaging the left leg, inhale, bringing it up. So keeping the knees straight if possible. And then in this position, if you want to bring the toes towards you, you can. And then exhaling, bringing that leg down, let it hover. So not completely down. If you need to, go ahead. So one more, inhale, engaging the lower abdomen, buttocks back on the floor, exhaling, coming down. One more, inhale, up, exhale, down. And one more time, inhale, up. I think we've done one more than the other side. That's okay. And then just breathe normally here. Interlace your hands, so bring your hands behind your thighs. And just relaxing the shoulders in this position. And then when you're ready, you can lift the head up with an inhalation coming up. And if you feel inclined, you can bring the head in the direction of the foot. And you can relax the elbows, so making sure there's no strain on the elbows and the shoulders. And then if your leg feel nice and supple, you can bring it towards you. If you can kiss your knee, do so. Or otherwise, like me, just visualize. That's good practice. And again, just breathing here. If it's too much for your neck, bring your neck down. And if you bring your neck down, you might want to bring the hands down a little bit if it's too much. So now everyone bringing the head down, feeling the intense stretch for one more breath, if possible. And then slowly bending that knee, that left knee into the chest, outstretching the right leg. So just stay here for a moment, just feeling that bent knee, bent left knee towards the chest. And then outstretch both legs. And this time we're gonna go to our banana asana. So banana asana, if you like, I don't know what name this is called, but it's a nice side stretch. So bringing both legs towards the left. So just the legs, the upper body stays in front. Bringing both arms back and overhead behind you. So here, grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull the right arm up a little bit. So you might be feeling a stretch on the right side. If you like, I didn't do this on the other side, but you can experiment with bringing the right foot to the outside of the left foot. So just hooking it almost. See whether that gives you a bigger stretch. And then you can just stay there. Or if you want, you can walk your both arms a little bit towards the left. So it's a perfect EU banana from the tip of the hands, and then it curves, and then it goes to the other side. So just feel that shape. So you can adjust this to feel what is best for your body. And then slowly releasing the hook first if you've got your legs wrapped, and then coming back to the center and bringing the hands by your side. Okay, so we're going to be doing the shoulder stand. So bringing your hands down, palms facing down. So I will demonstrate this. So you might want to watch. So for those of you who know what we're doing, then go ahead. So I will show you the various options. So there is an option of just bringing the legs. So you can bring your hips onto your pillow here, and then just lift the legs up. So this is really putting your feet up and relaxing. So you can do that. That's one option. And those of you who are near a wall, you can also go near a wall. So I'll show you. So your hips is really just close to the wall. So I'm assuming this is a wall, and then you can't see how messy my wardrobe is if it actually opens, but there we go. So once you're there, you can just swivel round like so, and then you have your legs supported there. And then you can just come up a little bit so the knees are bent. So I don't know if you can see this properly. So the knees are bent, and then you just come up a little bit. So you can use your wall if you've got one, but the key is to really bring your buttocks very close to the wall. So otherwise you will have a kink in the back, which is not good. So option 1, and then option 2 on the wall. And then option 3 is the actual shoulder stand. So I will try and demonstrate it. So So position one is bringing your t-shirt in, and then so now we will just bring the hips up. So bringing the hands, the elbows quite close together, and then the palms are facing up. So just here, with the chin against the chest, and then in this position, so if you want to, you can bring the elbows a bit closer together, and then go up. And then we're going to bring one leg down, and then up, the other leg down and up. And then we're going to bring both legs down. So if your legs don't touch the floor, you hold your back. If they touch the floor, you can bring your hand to the side. You can interlace your hands. Or if you like, you can bring your hands back. Whatever feels right for your body. So to come out, coming out, bringing your hands here, slowly coming down, one vertebra at a time, and bringing the feet down nicely. Okay, so for this, I'm just gonna come a little bit closer. I'm gonna pause the recording, and then I'm gonna just watch you for those who've got your camera on. If you haven't, don't worry. Right, so if you've just come out of the shoulder stand, then just bring the knees to the chest, and then rock side to side. So slowly side to side, or do whatever you need to do, and relax. So just taking a moment here, relaxing after this little sequence. So the idea is, it doesn't matter which stage you're at, it's just trying to do a little bit of an inversion and just reversing the flow of the blood. And inversions can be quite good for the body, but in the shoulder stand, obviously, you're not meant to be moving your neck, which you all know. Sorry, I should have probably said that before as well, but you've all done it before. And so just relaxing. You can practice with a wall if you like, and the idea is to bring the elbows quite close to the body. Otherwise, your center of gravity is distributed a bit too widely, and then that will kind of not keep you in a nice structure. And then when you're ready, we'll come up into sitting for one breathing practice. So any sitting position that works for you. So it could be cross-legged, it could be in a chair, anything where your spine can be straight. So if you're in a chair, then you're not going through the back of the chair. So you're not resting your back to the back of the chair and against the back, I mean. Otherwise, that will not keep the spine straight necessarily. So just engaging. So the right hand is in chin mudra, so with the thumb and forefinger touching, and the 3 remaining fingers quite tall. And then with the right hand, so this you might need to watch this. So bring the middle finger and the ring finger down. No, sorry, that's not right. Yeah, it is right. So index finger and middle finger down. Bring your right thumb on your right nostril, and then bring your ring finger on your left nostril. So it goes like that. So index down, middle down, thumb on the right nostril, and the ring finger on the left nostril. So just have a little play here. So we're going to be closing one nostril at a time and just making sure you've got this right. Okay, so let's go. So I will just explain first what we'll do. So we will start with inhaling through the left nostril, and then closing the left nostril, exhaling through the right. Inhaling right, close the right, exhaling left. So we start from the left, and then we exhale right, inhale right, exhale left, and that constitutes one round. So I'll talk you through now. So closing your eyes, bringing your right thumb onto your right nostril, exhale all the air out first from the left nostril. So now inhale through the left, not forcing, no counting, just however it comes. Block the left nostril, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, close, exhale left. Inhale left, block the left, exhale right. So with your own count, inhale right, and then exhaling left. So carry on like so in your own time with your own breath. So no counting, just observing. So this is the alternate nostril breathing. And the aim of this practice, of this pranayama practice or breathing practice, is to balance the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. So observing the sensation of the breath in and then the breath out. So carrying on a few more rounds. Making sure the face is relaxed, the eyes are relaxed, the forehead is relaxed. Release the tongue from the upper palate, bit of room between the teeth. Completely relaxed face. Relax the shoulders, spine straight. So this practice brings a lot of calmness to the mind. And you can do it any time of the day. If you just feel like you need to just zone out a little bit and just cool down, and so you can just do that. And then last time you inhale, you exhale through the left nostril. That would make that round your last round. So we'll finish with breathing out the left nostril. So keeping the eyes closed when you're finished, and then noticing the effect of the practice for a moment. So keep bringing both hands in Chin Mudra now with the thumb and forefinger to touch, and feel that contact between the thumb and the index finger, and feel how the body is. If there is any difference, there may be, there may not be, and that's okay. And then now, with least effort as possible, just getting ready for Yoga Nidra. So try to go there, to get into your mat, lying down with the least possible movement. If you can get there safely with your eyes closed, do so, but only if it's safe. So we keep that stillness going into the next practice. So it is not just every practice that's important, it is the transition between the practices, and everything else around it is also part of the practice. And lying down in Shavasana for our final relaxation. So bringing your feet to the side, your palms facing up. So if you've got your pillows around, you can bring each pillow underneath your knees and see how that feels, whether that gives you a little bit more release. If you need to bend your knees, then that's okay too, whatever feels right for you. And the idea is to be in a position that you don't need to change from until the end of the practice. So we will be here for just about 10 minutes. So spending a few moments adjusting and taking a few deep breaths into the abdomen. So as you exhale, let go. Let go of all the physical, mental, and emotional tension. Visualizing that it's disappearing through the fingers, through the feet. And you can visualize the tension melting, going out, evaporating in like a smoky color, flowing out of the body. And then inhaling fresh energy, feeling the body being nourished. And now feel the contact between the body and the floor. Become aware of the plane of contact between the body and the floor. Feel the contact between the body, so between the floor and the left heel, the right heel, the left leg, the right leg, the left buttock, the right buttock, the part of the back, the left shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, the left hand, the right hand, the left arm, the right arm, the back of the head. Now feel the whole legs. Feel the pelvis and the hips and buttocks, lower back, abdomen, right arm, left arm, the shoulder blades, the neck. Feel the chest. Feel the face, the chin, the jaw, the lips, eyes, and the whole face. Now imagine you are lying on grass, so bringing your focus to the point between the eyebrows, and then start imagining you're lying on grass, and the grass is very, very soft. You can even smell the grass. To your right, there is a cottage. It is surrounded by flowers of many colors. There are red flowers, white flowers, pink flowers, many flowers. In the front, there are 3 steps, and then a door, and 2 windows. And you go walking around the cottage. Then there is a lemon tree. You pick a lemon, crush it with your nails, and smell it. Smell the lemon. Inhale very slowly, and you can smell the lemon. In front of you, there is a small trail that goes to the woods. You know that in the center of the woods, there is a magical lake. And you try to go to the lake. You start walking on the grass, just feeling the grass under your feet. The grass is soft. and very, very green. And you go walking, walking, and now you're near the trail that goes to the woods. Now you are among the trees in the woods, and you can feel the fresh breeze and the shade. And you go on walking. The trail is covered with fallen leaves, and you feel the softness under your feet, soft and fresh. You go on walking and walking. On the trees there are many orchids, small orchids, big flowers, some white, some purple. Some orchids have two colors, and you just like to smell the orchids. You can see that one is not so high. You go to it and you inhale very slowly. Once more, inhale slowly, and once more, inhale slowly. Now you go on walking and walking, and you reach a magical lake. You pick a small stone and throw it in the lake. Then you see the circles of waves. Then the circle of little waves gets bigger and bigger. You look at the bottom of the lake. You can see many precious stones in many colors. There are red ones, yellow, pink, blue, and you just have to go to the bottom of the lake. Do you dive into the water? Transparent and golden, and you feel very good swimming in it. And you swim and swim, and now you are at the bottom of the lake. You look at the precious stones there, and then you pick two pink stones. They are round and pink, one in each hand, and they start vibrating in your hands. The vibration comes to your arms and to your internal organs, and feeling the vibration going through your whole body. Feeling the energy going through your whole body. You're lying on the grass now. You've come out of the water, and as you swim back to the surface, you lie down on the grass. And now you're lying on the grass, nearly awake. Behind the trees comes the sun. It is shining and warm. The sunlight covers your body, and you feel warm, healthy. You inhale the strength and the qualities of the sun. It spreads through your whole body, bringing health and happiness. Cherishing that feeling for a moment or two. Now listen to any noise that you can hear in a distance. Any noise that you can hear in the room you're in. Any noise closer to your body that your body is making. Perhaps any sound vibration that you can hear, which would be your personal sound connecting you to the universe. Feeling that connection. And then slowly bringing a little bit of movement to the hands and the feet, keeping the eyes closed all the time. So really just taking your time, there is no rush. And then when you're ready, you can give yourself a big stretch or a yawn, whatever you feel like you need to do, go for it. So any stretch of any kind, a yawn or anything. And if you can, keep the eyes closed. And then once you come up into sitting, taking your time, so keeping the eyes closed. So you join us when you're ready. And then rubbing the palms together, really rubbing, generating a little bit of heat. Thinking about where you want to put this heat, anywhere that needs a little bit of energy in your body. It could be anywhere where you've got a bit of an ailment. Or if you can't think of anywhere, then bring your hands in front of your face, not touching your face, feeling that tingling and absorbing all the benefits of your practice. Really feeling that connection, that energy. And then slowly open your eyes. And we will finish with our usual concluding affirmations. So I will sing them in Sanskrit and then we will all do it in English together. And with the Sanskrit, it's nice to just listen to the vibration, even if you don't know it. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kakshit Dukhabhat Bhavet. Auspiciousness be unto all, perfect peace be unto all, fullness be unto all, prosperity be unto all, happiness be unto all, perfect peace be unto all. May all see good in everyone, may all be free from suffering. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Bring your hands to your heart center. For the purity of the heart, bring your hands to your mouth for the clarity of speech. And bring your hands to your forehead for the peace of the mind and the clarity of the mind. Thank you very much for joining me today.